lot like juggling. Gotta learn juggling before you start vlogging. You want to start with juggling, my opinion. New clients. All right, next one's 525 4.6. Athenia. It says Athenia right there. Very strange, because now it's saying this one. Okay, they gave me a code. This is along the river, not too far from the Trinity River. Yeah, they're gonna let me in right here. These are all private communities along the river, which is probably straight ahead this way. Partially, yeah, you'll be able to see some of the river here from the edge of their property. Or this is a neighborhood that's protected. It's like a protected neighborhood. There's a gate around it. This is all over Texas. They have this stuff. You get a special code just to get into the neighborhood. Open sesame. If you say it straight, it doesn't work. If you say it like Gandalf, then of course it opens. Athenia. All right, we're on our way. All right, this is the studio version of Woodstock Joni Mitchell. At 51 seconds exactly, it sounds like the break release in the song. It goes like, it's at about 51 to 52 seconds. No joke. Every time I'm thinking, is my emergency brake up? I don't know what it is in the song. Joni Mitchell might know. We're coming up to a butterfly. Yeah, it sounds like the brake release alarm that goes on the, you know, whenever you have the car on the emergency brake. This thing right here. At 51 seconds. Play it and listen. That's how the key of brake release sounds. 552 1.5. Pissing cats and dogs. So it's rainy and it's cats and dogs. Next one, 6276 1.8. All right, so it's about 17 miles on there. Some of these houses are like very, very pretty, you know, nearly Beverly Hills kind of stuff. Now there's some over on that side that are very, very gorgeous houses. Very cute. This is a really good real estate. Texas is. It brings in a lot of people. Real estate agents. Texas is a big target. Now, of course, California is where the gold is, but nevertheless, Texas is where the oil is. You know, so there's a liquid gold. That's what they call it. There's some nice ones. This is quite nice here. You run across this whole little neighborhood. This is right next to Greenwood Cemetery. On the other side is a cemetery, so you just move out of the house and right into the cemetery. At least you have the grave inside the house. Then you don't have to make it to the cemetery. You can just bury yourself under the house. Kind of John Wayne Gacy style. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. You shouldn't really make jokes about John Wayne Gacy, but he was a clown. He just didn't have good tactics. There is a survival story on YouTube about a kid, a younger kid, that lived in a kind of a rough family and survived a possible attack from John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy tried to get him when he was a boy. I think he was very young. I think he was on a bicycle. He was able to escape. He tricked him. Was able to get out of the little motel room. It happened in Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas, Texas, I think. John Wayne Gacy was passing through. Now, this is a story that's on Soft White Underbelly. And they have a lot of people up on there that will tell stories. Soft White Underbelly. It's on YouTube. But he survived it, and he also ended up going to prison, too. The survivor did. Because he was a drug runner. He ran drugs. Big time. He was a big-time drug runner. And he went in for a while. But he got out, and then, you know, he refreshed his life. He got better, got away from the drugs, and he told the story of what went on with John Wayne Gacy. It was at some lake, near a lake, because John Wayne Gacy actually hit a few lakes. All the way from Chicago, I think, down to Dallas. Now, I don't know. I have to rewatch it to see the exact location. So I could be getting it mixed up with another story. Yeah, they have a rescue dog in there. It's a mixed breed. He has just been rescued. No barking or anything. That dog's happy to be alive. It's actually a rescue dog, and he's very quiet, just sniffing and looking around, very serious, because his life was saved. So when you rescue an animal like that, they are very, very good pets. Now, we do consider Tux, also known as Edmund Tuxedo, Scratchy Cassavetes, the Tuxedo cat, domestic short hair. We do consider him a rescue cat, but he did it differently. So he ran into our place as opposed to us inviting him in or capturing him. He ran under our legs and into the place, so to take shelter, and he did it several times. Now, we would feed him tuna. So he would leave and come back a day later and get more tuna. Then a day would go by, he'd be gone. Then another day, and then he'd come back. And sometimes we'd open the door, he'd just run right in. So he knew what to do. Probably it could have been an animal catcher or something that was nearby. We don't know. Next one, 64172.9. Doom, 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 doom. What is that right there? Look at that. It looks like a cow. Oh, no, it's actually a bench. That's in Grace, aka Werewolf. The first thing they think the werewolf is a cow. Yeah, that's the first thing they say. Is that a cow? And that's about what I said right there, which was real dialogue. So I guess maybe I was prophetic. Because I was seeing it. It was black. It was dark. It looked like a werewolf. It was a cow. It was not a cow. It was a bench. It's a park bench. But in Grace aka Werevlog, it's actually really a werewolf in the opening, pretty much the opening scene. Let me do this right here, so we're not so artsy. This right here is along the river. It's basically like Trinity. This Trinity West Fork, they have like a district that's along the river, which is all these houses, apartments, and all this stuff. And along this Trinity River coming up here is a place called Jamel's. So you can rent it, and it's a bungalow, but it's also a restaurant. Ooh, not good. And here is the Trinity. It's a side shot. It's hard to get from the vehicle. And that's Jamel's. That's the bungalow. That's Hotel Otto. Just like Tom Hanks's movie. A man. I saw a group of female vloggers coming across this way. They were just kind of walking. Anyway, I gotta tap back. Guitar number 1 is a solo. Dead Man, Neil Young. From the motion picture with a genius director named Jim Jarmusch. I call him Jarmusch. His first one was Permanent Vacation, and then he did Stranger Than Paradise. Also Down by Law. Those are the good ones. Then he got into some other stuff where he did Diaries of a Samurai kind of thing with Forrest Whitaker, and he moved on from there and eventually did Broken Flowers. The guy named Bill Murray, who had some backlashing and some possible mean behavior allegations. Supposedly he was kind of mean, but I don't know. I always thought Bill Murray seemed nice, but obviously he's mean, so I don't know. But they got on to him about it. I've heard mean things about all of them. I've even heard Steve Martin was kind of mean, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. Here's a Salsa Limon. They supposedly won Best Tacos a couple of years, and they do like a street taco. Up here is kind of a well-known, kind of becoming a famous barbecue joint called Heim, right past Robert's Cutoff, which is a road right here. That's the Cowboy Cleaners. They do cleaners. Okay, so Heim is right this way. It's supposed to be the best barbecue in town. I haven't eaten at it yet, but it seems like it's always busy. Right next to Cypress, well, they're Crystal Springs. I don't know why I said Cypress, but it's Crystal Springs. Right over this way. Heim barbecue. Yeah, they usually have a full lot. And then on the other side, it spins around again, and we've got the Trinity River once more going into West Fork Village, which we're not there yet. There it is. Trinity, West Fork Village, right, population 2,300 for right now. And there's where the airplanes fly low. Home of NASJRB. I don't know if it was ever the home of Carlsville Air Force Base, but I'll probably find out. Voting is coming up. Yeah, I see. Yeah, this is probably fine. All right, this one's in 3 parts. 709.4, 1.9 for the first one. You think that go-karts, they could have little umbrellas. All right, these are the people that like used to order from the restaurant twice a day. All right, 728, 11, 4.9. We're kind of approaching the lake area. It's a little further than the 5 mile. Ooh, got loose dogs. Huskies going into a trailer park. Probably just wild dogs that feed off the trailer park community. They probably occasionally go in as pets. People just kind of treat them halfway stray and halfway pet, kind of loose dogs without leashes. This is something here, I don't know for sure. Maybe some type of pond or lake that's flooding right there. Nothing bad yet. It tailed off about an hour of raining. So nothing major, you know. I've delivered in it all. I've done the flooding. I've delivered in the snow, ice. I used to live in Maine. So I didn't do delivery in Maine. Luckily, I was only obligated to drive about 6 miles to a wood factory known as Hardwood Products. They're still around. They make all the corn dog sticks that you can eat at the fair, the state fair. They deliver medical equipment that's made out of wood, tongue depressors, you name it. They also do furniture pieces, and they deliver a lot very quickly, and it's deafening. So you have to sign a waiver if you work for them that you possibly can lose some hearing. I've lost a little bit of hearing in the right ear, slight tinnitus. So if it gets very, very quiet, I can hear a ringing. But pretty tough. It's pretty tough work, but steady enough to get you where you need to go anywhere in the United States if you land in Guilford, Maine. I landed in Parkman, which is next door, then ended up in Dover, Foxcroft. Very nice. They keep everything pretty clean. All the cops are pretty much, the vehicles look normal. So you can't tell. So in the parishes, if you go over the speed limit, they will pull you over. You can't miss it by maybe 5 or 6, 7 miles. Man, this is a 35. If you went 45, they probably would. Each parish has its own registration. So if you move a zip code over, you got to get the car re-registered. If you live there, it's crazy. The in-town of Dover Foxcroft has what's called Center Theater, which is I belong to them. They have a thing called SOCP, SOCP, slightly off-centered players. They do plays there. Occasionally classics like Miracle on 34th Street, things like that. I tried to talk them into doing Sam Shepard, but they appeal to the locals because they can't always get into Bangor to see the movies. But they show movies there, and especially in the wintertime, and then they do plays. So they entertain the community, which is a working class manufacturing community. They do manufacturing in Dover Foxcroft. It's nice. And then they have the Bear Den. The Bear Den is like a local bar with live music. A lot of live music will pass through there. A lot of bands have passed through there if they go that far. They have Grange Halls where the old hippies will play Bob Dylan songs and their own songs, Carly Simon songs and things like that. And one time I was there, they play a song from Brother Where Art Thou. But they have range halls. And then they have fairs, and they have a thing called a whoopie pie. which is like a cookie. They have a whoopie pie festival. Just read Stephen King novels. You'll figure it out. 7417 3.2.